What did China see on the far side of the moon? Why does it start with China 4 landing on the far side of the moon? The entire space strategy seems to have pressed the accelerator button. First coincidence. Why serious CCTV military? AI science fiction short film released during National Day. Mecha opportunity. The first sentence of the title is, "From the future. Is there anyone like me?" The first thing that comes to mind is Pacific Rim. The scene of the mecha approaching the aliens. Second coincidence. Huffei's EBST. Nuclear tools turned into main engines are under full demonstration of power generation to be achieved in 2030. It's a coincidence. Or is it the release of some kind of signal? Hello Moon Man. Welcome to Lao Ma Quest Club. Let's not talk about aliens today. No conspiracy theories, purely from a scientific perspective. Key details of the Shenhua China expedition. What did we find? What are you planning again? If you still remember the Nanchunman plan. The sci-fi IP that is regarded as the Chinese version of Star Wars. Today's video. Maybe it will make you understand. The discovery of the far side of the moon is never unusual, but to subvert cognition. In fact, it was foreign forums that initiated the discussion first. Some people say we discovered an alien base on the far side of the moon. Some people say that we have dug up the remains of prehistoric civilization. There is also talk of a new round of space hegemony. China's discovery of the far side of the moon. Why it attracts attention. January 2019. Chang'e 4 successfully landed in the largest impact crater on the far side of the moon. Von Karman Impact Crater. This is part of the Aitken Basin at the south pole of the moon. Known as the oldest scar on the moon. At that time, Depository Number 2 had just sent back a photo that had the whole internet guessing for half a month. There is a square thing in the distance. A huge boulder standing on the moon. Foreign netizens directly think of the mysterious monument in 2001, A Space Odyssey. Conspiracy theories suddenly started. It's the entrance to the alien base. China deliberately withheld details. This shocked the public and scientists collectively. Later, the pre-image account came closer and took high-definition pictures. It's just an ordinary cover-up that's been deceived by sunlight and shadow. Although it is a cover-up, but for the first time, it has discovered cover from a slower moon on the lunar surface. What does that mean? We finally touched the inner layer of the moon. Like opening an eon's old gift. We found that the structure inside was completely different from what we imagined. What's even more subversive is 2024. Chang'e 6 brought back mankind's first lunar map sample from the lunar side. A scientist analyzes, directly overturned past conclusions. I used to think that the back of the moon cooled to death 4 billion years ago. It turned out that the sample actually contained volcanic rocks from 2.8 billion years ago. This is better than the stone brought back by the Apollo astronauts, hundreds of millions of years younger. What does this mean? The moon did not cool down and die as early as we thought. The heat inside it lasts much longer than we expected. And this directly poses new challenges to the big collision theory. But compared to the theoretical debate, the real discoveries are these two. One is harmful to 3. This is an extremely rare species on Earth. Under the premise that nuclear fusion technology is mature. Nuclear fusion fuel that can bring nearly unlimited clean energy. Coincidentally, China Nuclear Fertilizer's compact fusion energy experimental device BEST. Start full-scale construction. Planned to be completed in 2027. Achieve power generation coverage in 2030. This is highly consistent with the timeline for manned moon landing in 2030. Seemingly independent tasks. In fact, it forms an avoidance of resource acquisition and energy utilization. 20 water is not water ice. Rather, they are trace amounts of water molecules bound to the lunar crust minerals, detected even in volcanically active areas. So do you understand now? We're not looking for aliens on the back of the moon. What we are looking for is the future of mankind. Energy water source possible for habitation. And these. China is the first to be on the far side of the moon. A country that I personally discovered and verified. Then the question comes. Even if there are resources on the backside of the moon, there is water. How do humans survive in that extreme environment? The answer may lie in these mysterious black holes on the moon's surface. These black holes were not created by hidden rocks. It is an underground palace left behind by volcanic activity on the moon dozens of years ago. Scientifically called a lava tube. Like the Castor meltdown on Earth. It's just a large-scale ritual book. The moon's gravity is only 1/6 that of the Earth. The size of these underground tunnels is exaggerated, to find widths up to hundreds of meters. Theoretically, some lava tubes can be close to 1 kilometer in diameter. Large enough to accommodate complete residential quarters and scientific research facilities, and the most valuable thing about them is that lunar surface. Radiation is deadly, great temperature difference, meteorites flying around, but in an underground lava tube. The temperature is stable at around 17 degrees all year round. Thick basalt layer. Provides effective radiation protection. It's like a decorated county house on the moon. So do you understand? Why China sets the goal of manned moon landing in 2030? Why is the landing site shortlisted? Tranquility's lava tubes rank among the best. We're not looking for a place to stay. Rather, I am choosing a lunar community where I can settle down for a long time. Now the whole world is rushing to develop robots that can explore these cryosciences. Together we push the boundaries of human exploration. Then the next question comes. What if we really built a base underground on the moon? How to defend? How to operate? Is it true as the rumors say? Need a mecha escort team. Okay, here comes the question. If a lunar base is an inevitable choice in the future, so who will guard? How to operate? On this National Day, CCTV Military released this AI short film. Maybe it gave us a surprising hint. Why do the always rigorous military official media? A sci-fi short film full of doomsday mecha elements will be released suddenly. Is this really just a simple AI video attempt? Still say, it is using a method acceptable to the public. Release some kind of signal in advance. Let's bring our thoughts back to reality. Every step of China's aerospace industry. Never alone. Mechanical wall from the space station. Exploration robot to the moon. To autonomous navigation systems in deep space. These technologies are exactly what support smart mechas. And the foundation of air and space defense systems. The Nanchaman project, which has been hotly discussed by the outside world it is essentially a comprehensive defense system conceived by aviation science fiction IP. It seems imaginative. But after dismantling the technical directions such as AI and robots, there is a reasonable response to the current context of aerospace research and development. So the mecha guards in the short film are more like science fiction expressions. In reality, operational support of the lunar base, more likely to rely on smart exploration, technologies such as robots and autonomous security systems. These are the directions we are breaking through. So, China is behind this big game. What else are you planning? While we are paying attention to the stars. China's second scenic spot of Pine Branch, drilling carbon to a depth of 7,018 meters. Sichuan Basin, ultra-deep scientific carbon drilling and other projects, also exploring the deep Earth's OMI. Pay attention to this detail. Lunar lava tubes provide natural radiation protection and constant temperature environment, and the layers deep in the Earth can also shield radiation, maintain a stable environment. Is this a coincidence? Maybe we're not hiding some crisis. Instead, we are preparing for a survival experiment that spans the world. When SpaceX in the United States is busy reducing launch costs, when Blue Origin eyes moon tourism, China chooses basic scientific research, plus resource exploration, system path to add technical reserves. Different directions jointly promote the progress of human space industry. H3 can be obtained from the moon, but how to use it safely and efficiently? Geothermal energy could be developed from deep within the Earth, but how to establish a stable supply system? The answers behind these questions may jointly point to the same future. A planet not dependent on a single planet. A human civilization that can exist freely between heaven and earth. So, base armor is not the purpose, but means. Vividness is not the end, but the starting point. What China is doing. It is never a breakthrough in a single field. It's a plate that runs through heaven and earth, planning the big game for the future. Maybe we can't see it for the time being. Mecha warriors patrolling the moon. But what we can be sure of is, China is using scientific methods. Uncover the mystery of the moon step by step, and pave the way for the future of mankind. The moon is not the end, but the starting point. And we are standing at the starting point.